Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. And if you're with me, I'm glad you're hanging with me. So great to have you watching this morning. If you're watching later, I thank you and I appreciate you. Going to get into business development with Cameron Toth today. That's the name we're going with until I get a better name. Business development with Cameron Toth, live daily. Tomorrow we'll have the amazing Tina Campbell, but today you just got me, and I'm actually excited because I have some things to talk about. I want to talk about business development and how you take an idea for a company and go from actually not having a company to having a company. And really, the biggest thing that you can do if you have an idea is to brainstorm on that idea and really think about how you can take it from just a concept to actually the marketplace. Right now, in this day and age, it's easier than ever. You can literally create a business from your phone. Now, one of the things that we want to keep in mind, and I talked about this, are some crazy things, and you want to listen to people and you want to try to not make mistakes. But I'll tell you the worst thing than making a mistake. And you can shoot in basketball, you can shoot for the hoop, and you can miss. But what's worse than missing is not taking the shot at all. And you'll have successful business folks that talk about this and tell you about that. Take your shot, right? You have something to offer. You have something amazing. Hearing about young entrepreneurs. I was on a Zoom call with Renee Pride with Master Networks, the regional network director for a regional partner for Master Networks in Illinois. If you're in Illinois and you're by chance watching this, check out Renee Pride and the Master Networks program in Illinois. I think you'll get a lot out of it. Master Networks has helped me out a lot, and is one of the reasons I'm live streaming to you and sharing my advice and having some of the confidence to be able to do that, because it's not easy, and I realize that it's harder for some than others, but you have information. I've been running a company for the last 8.5 years. We're up to at least $600,000 in revenue each year. I've done 700 plus interviews in the last 8.5 years. So in terms of things that I have to offer, I know I have some things to offer. And if you don't have those credentials, there's some other great stuff that I'm sure you have to share. And if you have credentials beyond that, why aren't you talking about it? Why aren't you capitalizing on it? I will have within the next 2 weeks, because we talked about setting deadlines this morning, a website up that is selling a product that you can buy now. And that's how I'm pivoting and taking advantage of the internet. So let's talk about it. I'm talking to myself as much as I am talking to you. How do we go from, concept, I have an idea for something that could generate revenue, to actually doing it? One of the biggest things that you can probably do in your favor is just work out whatever financial kind of thing that you need to make sure that you don't get hit with a lot of taxes later. But aside from that, so that maybe talking to your accountant, looking for a little bit of online advice, talking to somebody like myself that's been through the challenges of it, talk to somebody, get the advice that's going to help you. But you're not going to have an issue with money unless you're bringing money in. So how do we do that, right? So right now I use Wix.com for my website for Toth Event Staffing. You can go and check out that website at totheventstaffing.com. When you go to that website, you'll see that it's got a different theme of color. That's going to change in the next couple of weeks as well. I'll have some links there for the other website that I'm going to create that'll have some products on it, right? Toth Event Staffing will expand after this critical situation with COVID-19 is over. We will go national. I've been talking to people, and this is the strength of having face-to-face conversations and being open to companies that might be marketing to you. Obviously, you don't want to listen to everybody and spend time with everybody, but really look in the market and see what people have to offer. And a half an hour conversation, an hour conversation can literally change your business for good. So be open to that. Say yes. and say yes some more. Obviously, protect your time, protect your family time. One of the things that I'm doing right now, because I am saying yes to so much and trying to do a lot, is I've really carved out time in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening for family, which is really important. And then my weekends, because I was like, oh, I'm going to go live every day. I'm going to, just be all the time. I was like, you know what, Saturday and Sundays, those days have to be for family. So Saturday is kind of a family day. I might go and do some social distance bike riding, that sort of thing. Sunday is spouse day, so I'm hanging out with my wife. I'm focused on that. Monday through Friday, I'm trying to push ahead on this business and talk to you and try to get you involved and understand that I do have something to offer that's of value, so that not only are you hanging with me, hopefully you're engaging with me. I really want to hear your comments and see what you have to say. And if you have some questions about starting a business, you're not the only one with that question. Please ask it. Doesn't matter if you're watching this live or you're watching it later, please ask that question, because if I don't know the answer, I know somebody that does. So I'll get you help. All right. That's my promise to you. You ask me a question about business, you need some help, I will take care of you. I will get that answered. So in terms of, all right, I have an idea for a business. Be great and helpful if somebody shot me some ideas, because again, if you have some comments or some ideas, I can personally help you, and that'll personally help somebody. But let's say you created a 6-page PDF on whatever you're an expert on. You can actually get that online and sell that. So you can create a system. So if you go into a site like Wix.com, Wix.com, or you go into what's the other one that Square is a little complicated for me to use, so I don't use it as much. But Squarespace, I think it is the website builder, right? So Squarespace, website builder. If you go into those, they have apps and tools that are built in that integrate with the websites, and you can build your website using these. And these are fairly easy, drag and drop, tool-oriented programs that are easy to manipulate. You can hire somebody to do your website if you have the finances for that, but you don't have to. You can really, using something like a Wix.com, you can really do it yourself. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is figure out what you're selling, and then you're going to have that tool on a website that you can do it. Now you can get into Wix.com, you can start messing around without spending any money. Once you start tooling, start turning on the payment tools and things like that, and you want a site that doesn't have Wix.com branding on it, there will be some cost for that. As much as, depending on what their current cost, something like $200 a year, or in that ballpark, which, in terms of starting a business and getting it going, isn't bad. If you can't afford that, you can certainly offer services through something like an eBay or an Amazon. You got to check out how you can get onto those platforms. But if it's something you're publishing, like a KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, you can get on there that way. You want to have your bank account in place if you're some kind of corporate entity, but it's fairly easy to do. And again, I would love to have your questions so that I can answer you directly. So send me a question, and I'm happy to let you know how you can get into the market with your product or idea. I'll be creating a website for not only some published things that I can provide to folks that are interested in getting a little bit more information on how to do interviews and how to, inspire folks to work with you well, but also we'll have some kind of coaching program, not only with Toth Event Staffing or whatever company name I give that, but with the nonprofit that I work with. For the last 24 years, I've been working with soundbusiness.org. And with that nonprofit, we do college and career preparatory stuff. So using that model, and that's, I'm learning all about these different models and things. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to create a coaching program for students all over the country and bring revenue into the nonprofit that way. So we're furthering the mission of the nonprofit, and we're bringing in revenue, which is an amazing thing. And we can scale that relatively easily, because if we're doing a video that's targeted towards everyone, and then we offer personal coaching, that's somewhat manageable. And if there's enough revenue coming in, we can hire additional people to do that. We know we know how to mentor students. We've been doing it for a long time, and there's a lot of people that are passionate about doing it, a lot more people that are better at it than I am, and that's part of the power of good interviewing, is that you can find good people that can help you out with whatever you're doing. So just along the lines of the business model and putting a business together, um, whether it's um, coaching for physical fitness, whether it's a product that you've made, there's a way to get it to market. You're going to want to investigate, but push ahead and do it. If it's clothing, talk to somebody that's done it before. That's probably the biggest and best piece of advice that I can give you in starting your business, because I'm not an expert in all different, models of business. I don't know that anybody in particular is an expert in all the different models and different things and different products that you can offer. But right now, if you have something like a clothing idea or an idea for some kind of other product, mechanical or otherwise, there's somebody that's brought something like that to market, and you can get in touch with them. LinkedIn is a great tool. Facebook is a great tool. The internet, Google is probably your best friend when it comes to that sort of thing. And what you should do if you're a young entrepreneur, older entrepreneur, reach out to the folks that have done it. Don't be afraid of sending a message. Now, you may need to send a few messages to a few different people, but I guarantee you, if you're consistent and persistent, you will find an audience that will listen to you, want to respond to you, and want to help you. The great thing when you share your advice and you share your expertise, that usually brings a lot of goodwill. And if you're reaching out to somebody with a compliment, hey, I love what you've done and I'm looking to get into this, can you give me some advice? That'll really work well for you. Being a part of a association is a really great tool, because there's usually going to be a lot of goodwill just as a part of being a part of the association. If you've been to college, you've been to university, or part of a sorority, make sure you're using those folks within your contacts. And then, all right, now you have a product to sell. Maybe you've set up your website and you have a product that is available. Somebody can click on the buy button, enter in their credit card details, and they can purchase the item. Making sure that you have the shipping and all that stuff in place with whatever you're doing is really important, in a way to deliver your product, right? These are not complicated things. Again, Google is your friend. Somebody else has done it and they're willing to tell you about how they did it. Whether you're on TikTok or you're on Google or on YouTube, there's somebody willing and probably already that's shown you how to implement your business idea. So really just go to it. You're listening to me, and I know it can sound weird for somebody that might be offering business advice on going to Google, but literally not taking advantage of the resources that are available to you is the worst idea on how to do anything. Understand the resources that are available to you and take advantage of them. Google is a great help that way. Need to know how to deliver something, need to know how to budget, anything that goes into a business, Google it. And if you can't figure out the right search terms, that's a great reason to give somebody a call and say, hey, I'm trying to find out this. How would you go about that? And that can be a way to break through when you're in a place where you're just struggling and trying to figure out what you need and you can't, right? Right now, I'm trying to replace the bolt that holds on the pedals on two of the bikes I have, and I'm at a loss. I'm searching all over the place and I'm not exactly sure, so I'm going to have to get somebody involved so I can get it. But use your resources and you will find it, I guarantee you. Let's see what else to talk about today. We are interviewing Tina Campbell tomorrow. I had an interview with a student today. Stuff happens, right? So she's not able to, but we'll get somebody lined up. These alumni interviews for the Alumni Connections Project have been going really well. I really encourage you, if you have a community and you understand these online tools and you want to get your message out there and increase brand awareness, interviewing is a great idea. Featuring somebody, creating content around your community is a great way to promote and grow your community. Why am I talking about that in terms of business development? So you got your product to sell. when you have your product online, how are you bringing them in? What are your funnels to bring people to your product? There's lots of different ways to do it. Social media, I would really encourage you getting comfortable with technology like Latergram or something like that for Instagram, Hootsuite, CoSchedule. There's lots of tools online. Those are three that I'm sort of investigating and using in different ways right now. But getting comfortable with social media that you can post and post later, because in that way you can plan out 30 days of content, get it all done in one day, throw up messages. It could be as simple as you holding up signs with positivity. We're doing that for Toth Event Staffing. It could be going on Canva and taking famous quotes and then putting a link to your website with quotes that have to do with something that you offer. These are all great ways to create content that people will look at, people will share, people will interact with. And especially if you're consistent, you'll get some traction that way. Provide value, sort of take it into the Gary Vee model of things is, you want to jab with lots of value, lots of content that provides value to people. And then after 9 times of jabbing, you can throw that right hook and say, hey, this is how you can help me. Go here. Here's this product that might help you as well. And this is the price, right? So really focus on providing value to your community and guarantee your value will reciprocate with you, and you'll get a lot of traction. I'm going to make it short today. I don't have a lot of online engagement at the moment, and I know that we'll get it later, and I'm looking forward to that because I really want to answer people's questions live. I feel like that's going to be a better show for everybody. There'll be a lot more engagement, and I'll have a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to ways to create that. If you have ideas, really, I want to use the knowledge in the room. If you have ideas on how to create engagement around these 11 a.m. Live daily business development with Cameron Toth, that's what we're calling it, BizD with C, then let me know. And again, I'm looking forward to engaging with you. If you have questions, hopefully you had a chance to check this out, submit a question. I look forward to answering it. Take care.